potential Russian interference in the 2016 election. Your thoughts about how long that investigation has gone so far and how much longer you think it should take? Or you have any kind of resistance to it continuing, or what's your take?
No, I don't think there should be a hard stop. I mean, I think it's important that when you do these kind of investigations, I'm a lawyer, I'm a former judge, and I've been city controller, so I've done overseen a lot of audits. I mean, you have to let the investigations go where it takes them. It's really kind of like a remodeling project at home. You want to fix this, but then you start digging in and you find more stuff and it gets more expensive, right? It's kind of like that. You get started. Your job is to make sure that you leave no stone unturned, that you make an investigation top to bottom on the topic that you have. Mm-hmm. But if you discover something else, you can't ignore it. Yeah. You can't. You have to do your duty to continue to look at that or refer it to someone else. And as you know, it's not just the Mueller investigation. There's investigations on different aspects of the Trump organization in New York and other places through their attorney general and other investigations. So yeah. I don't think it's going to be over yet, and I think we should wait for the Mueller investigation, make sure that he can continue his job, protect the office and the function of that office, to ensure that we always have the check and balance. One
thing we have not been able to ignore is the flooding issues in our community. The challenge has been ongoing. We know that the federal dollars are in the pipeline to come in this direction. What kinds of things are you planning to do to help make sure that that money comes into places if it's needed?
Well, see, that's easy. I'm just going to fight like hell. I mean, we really have to do a better job as a Texas delegation, not just a Houston region delegation, but as a Texas delegation, to make sure that we get the dollars that we put in and that we pay in federal taxes. Because if you look at the list of all the states and how much money they're paying and putting in and how much we're getting, we're down toward the bottom. We have to do better, which means we have to work together better to make sure we get the dollars for mobility, the dollars for flood control, the dollars for the digging and widening of the Houston Ship Channel, mm-hmm. the dollars for the coastal barrier to protect us from surges in the Gulf Coast, to get the dollars that we need for infrastructure, right. Which is why I have on my list and choices for a committee assignment to be named to the Transportation and Infrastructure Committee, because that's where a lot of that work happens.
We're going to find out more about that. I want to find out what your goal is for what it means for you to be successful. That's very important too. Mm-hmm. We're also going to talk, this is all going to be on Newsmakers Extra, by the way, coming up. We're going to talk about healthcare, history in your history-making election. Okay. And as far as Latinas being elected here in Texas, that's a good thing too. That and much more coming up on Houston Newsmakers Extra. And I thank you for continuing to work with me on that. Also next, Congressman-elect